All right, man. A lot of Lions fans asking the question: did Matt Patricia lay out the blueprint on how to defeat or how to contain Andy Reid, Patrick Mahomes, Kansas City Chiefs? We back, More Street Sports Talk. Let's talk about them. People go back to last year, say, well, the Patriots had a good game plan, but in the second half, Patrick Mahomes started to do his thing, and they would have won the game had D Ford not jumped off sides. And also, D Ford and the 49ers play tonight, Monday night. It's a good Monday night game versus the Cleveland Browns. So if you didn't know that, it's a solid Monday night. A couple weeks have been trash. The Browns and the Jets, and then last week had the Steelers and the Bengals, two winless teams. But at the time, it's a good Monday night tonight. But I think Patricia and I started to notice that Patricia is a football guy. Okay. Patricia knows football. It wasn't just Bill Belichick drawing up the game plans. He laid the blueprint on how to beat the Rams last year before Todd Gurley got injured. Had the Lions had more firepower on offense, and had they had a healthy offense or a functional offensive coordinator, they would have beat the Rams. And the score didn't really indicate that if you didn't watch the game, but that's why you watch the games. You don't believe analytics all the time. But I believe he did lay the blueprint how to defeat him this year. And, you got to have that type of philosophy. You know what I'm saying? You got to have the personnel, not just the philosophy. You know what I'm saying? And last night, the Colts, they didn't have their best defensive player, Darius Leonard. He might be their best player overall. And shout out to the HBCUs. I went to one as well, too. He went to HBCU. They missed their starting two corners, but they used the philosophy. You know what I'm saying? You don't got Julio, AJ Green, and Odell Beckham as receivers over there. You got Sammy Watkins, you know what I'm saying? You got Harmon and you got Robinson. It's a way to play those guys. And what you do with those guys, you take away them deep, or sometimes you got to mix it up. You beat them up at the line. You take away the deep plays, you know what I'm saying? And you got to tackle, and you got to make them catch balls in confined areas, man, in closed spaces. And those small speed receivers like them, they not, they can't take those hits going over the middle. They can't take the physicality. And once you start bumping them, hitting them, they speed drop off and stuff of that nature. And you make Patrick Mahomes stink. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, that's just common sense. You take away what they do best. You take away the deep ball. You allow everything underneath. You allow them to beat you underneath, but you got to have a pass rush, or you got to be able to create the pressure up front with stunts, blitzes, blitzes off with the DBs off the edge, safety blitzes. But one thing you got to do is you got to speed up the process for a guy like Patrick Mahomes. You got to move him off his spot. You got to get him uncomfortable, and you got to make him beat you underneath. And that's the thing to do. You got to beat him. You got to make him go through his progressions, make him make tight throws. He like to go down the field. That's what he do best. Then you got to make him make throws underneath, and that's what you do. But the thing that the coach did and took it to another level was that time of possession. They did something the Lions couldn't do. And that's run the ball. And with Marvin Mack playing yesterday, he's a banger. They offensive line is better run blocker than us. Casano, and then they got the kid from Notre Dame. They was able to run the ball with more success. It wasn't that Jacoby Brissett was a better a quarterback, or T.Y. so much better than Marvin or Kenny Galladay. What it really boiled down to was the run game. When you able to run the ball and you able to create turnovers, you can win. And one thing Lions didn't do, they didn't capitalize off of turnovers, and they didn't run the ball. That's the one thing they didn't do. And that's going to complete the process for the Lions becoming a championship contender, is running the ball. That's the real curse of Detroit Lions. The curse ain't quarterback. The curse ain't coaches. The curse ain't the general manager. It ain't the defense. The curse for the Lions is the Barry Sanders curse. And that's being able to run the ball in between the tackles and run it with success. And that's the difference. That's why the Colts won yesterday. They was able to capitalize off turnovers, and they was able to run the ball. If you able to run the ball and limit Kansas City time of possession, then you can win. Beating a great offense is just not playing great defense. Because if your offense is not playing a respectable offensive game, it can make a great defense bad. You know what I'm saying? So I think Patricia did lay it out, but you know what? Shit gonna change. You know what things gonna change? It's three variables. Things gonna change here. One of the variables is gonna change is Andy Reid gonna make adjustments. You know what I'm saying? Another variable could change. They can go make a trade. But the greatest variable that's gonna change for them is bringing Tyreek Hill back into the equation. Being able to bunch him up and line him up in a slide and put him in motion so you can't bump him. So now you got to account for Tyreek Hill taking the top off the defense, and then also, the bubble screens, him in the backfield, running out the backfield. So he gonna do some things. But the one thing that makes Kansas City more mortal than anything is not having Kareem Hunt back there. They got to find a running back, and they got to commit to the run. And Andy Reid got to make adjustments. Either he going to commit to the run game and find a running back, and also he going to commit some draft picks and some assets over the defense. He can't just half-ass do that defense, man. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Patricia is out here doing a good thing. The next process in the maturation for him being a great coach is game management and team management. Seemed like he managing personalities. It seemed like he got a system that worked for him. Now for him, the next step in the process is game management, clock management, and team. Well, he been doing well team management. So it is what it is. I got another video on the way right after this with Motor City Sports. So don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email. Don't forget to check out the channel, Goodfellas Sports TV. Hit that subscribe.